Hi all, welcome to the video lecturing series of data mining and warehousing. Today in this video lecture we will discuss about BIRCH algorithm, that is one of the hierarchical clustering algorithm. We'll move on to it. So BIRCH is the abbreviation of balance, iterative, reducing and clustering using hierarchies, and each the first letter together forms the word BIRCH. So here in BIRCH it is an iterative reducing clustering and it uses the concept of hierarchical clustering. So in this, BIRCH algorithm is designed for clustering large amount of numerical data by integration of hierarchical clustering and other clustering method. And here each clustering decision is made without scanning all the data point. Here it is an unsupervised data mining and it perform hierarchical clustering. So it is very much suitable for very large databases and it performs the clustering without scanning all the data points. Now in this BIRCH it overcome the difficulties of hierarchical clustering, that is agglomerative clustering. Difficulties like scalability and inability to undo what was done in the previous step, all those difficulties are overcome in case of BIRCH. And this BIRCH introduces two main concepts, that is a clustering feature and a clustering feature tree. Here a clustering feature tree is a height balanced tree that stores the clustering features for a hierarchical clustering. So what is this clustering feature? A clustering feature contains mainly three parameters, that include n, ls and ss. So a clustering feature is a three-dimensional vector in that which contain n, ls and ss. N is the number of items in the subcluster and L is the linear sum of the point, S is the square sum of the point. So a BIRCH algorithm is having two important notation. One is a clustering feature and a clustering feature tree. Clustering feature tree is the height balanced tree that store a clustering feature, and here clustering feature is a three-dimensional vector which contain these 3 points. And now we will see an example, like if you are given with, suppose 3 points are there, 3 points, and it is given as these 3 points are given as a pair of values like 2, 5, then 3, 2, then another point is like 4, 3. So these are the 3 points, like you are given with 3 points and these are the 3 points. So here clustering feature CF is calculated as, so you are given with 3 points, so 3 linear sum of all the points, which are, how to find the linear sum? 2 plus 3 plus 4. So 2 plus all the first values, 2 plus 3 plus 4, then you have to find next value, 2 plus 3 plus 4, next set 5 plus 2 plus 3, second value of each one, 5 plus 2 plus 3, then its square sum. How to find the square sum? 2 square plus 3 square plus 4 square plus 5 square plus 2 square plus 3 square. I think you are clear with it. So once again I will repeat, if you are given with a clustering some set of points, so how many points are given? If you are given with 4 points, means you have to consider 4 values and you have to find the linear sum. So in order to find the linear sum, if 2 points are the 2, 3 and 5, 4, in order to find the linear sum, first add these 2 points, 2 plus 5 in ones, and next to find 3 plus 4, right, 2 plus 5 and 3 plus 4. Now after that, next to find the square sum. How to find the square sum? 2 square plus 5 square, then 3 square plus 4 square. Okay, this is the way of finding clustering feature. Now here a clustering CF tree structure. So we already told a clustering feature and a clustering feature tree are there. So in clustering feature tree, each known leaf node has at most B entries are there, and each leaf node at most L clustering feature entries which should satisfy the threshold value t. So, we will see there. Here you can see a clustering feature tree structure. In that what the first point tells, each non-leaf node has at most b entries. B represent the branching factor. B is nothing but here at most b entries. This b represents the branching factor. And what is this branching factor means? Branching factor specifies the maximum number of children per non-leaf node. How many children are possible for each non-leaf node? That is specified by the branching factor b. So, here each non-leaf node has at most b entries. So, now see this example. So, here this is the root node and this is the non-leaf node. Here each one is having how many entries are there? B entries are there, right? So, 1, 2, etc. up to b. So, all this is having at most b entries, right? B entries are there. And what is the next point? And each leaf node has at most L clustering factor entries are there, and which should satisfy the threshold value L. So, you can see this is the leaf node, and here each leaf node has how many entries are present? L. So, each non-leaf node is having B entries and each leaf node is having L entries, which should satisfy the maximum threshold value T. What is mean by this threshold parameter or threshold value? This threshold parameter specify the maximum diameter of subclusters stored at the leaf node of the tree. So, this will give you the maximum diameter of subclusters for each of the leaf node. And the next point is, here each leaf node is a subcluster at not a data point. So, here each leaf node is considered as a subcluster. So, in a clustering feature tree contains each non-leaf node contain B entries and each leaf node contain L entries. This B represents the branching factor and each L entries in the leaf node should satisfy the threshold value T. What is mean by this threshold value? Which specify the maximum diameter of subclusters. So, what is the advantage of this giving the threshold diameter value? Then only if the diameter is given as some particular value L, then only how many points will be present. If some points are there here like this, so how many points are present inside that cluster is decided by the diameter value. So, we have to wisely choose the threshold value, then only you will get a correct cluster. Okay. Now, this is the clustering sample of clustering feature tree. Here you can see leaf node and then a root node and a non-leaf node. Here each node is having B entries, non-leaf node is having B entries and each leaf node is having L entries. Now, we will see the basic algorithms used in BIRCH. So, here mainly 4 phases are there. In this first phase, the phase 1, we have to load data into memory, and second phase is condensing the data, and third phase is for global clustering, and fourth phase is for cluster refining. Now, we will see the first phase, load data into memory. What I will do is like in BIRCH, the main advantage is like without scanning all the data point, clustering is possible. So, here scan the database and load data into memory by building a clustering feature tree. If memory is exhausted, if the memory size is exhausted, again you have to rebuild the tree from the leaf node. Next is the condensing data. Here in condensing data, resize the data set by building smaller clustering feature tree. So, you have to rebuild to form a small CF tree. What is the advantage of that? Here outliers are removed. Now, the fourth phase is global clustering. Use existing any of the clustering algorithm like hierarchical clustering or K means on the clustering feature CF entries. Next is cluster refining. Refining means in order to make it more pure, you have to remove the outliers. So that is done under cluster refining, fourth phase. Then next is fix the problem with CF tree where same values of data point may be assigned to different leaf entries. We will see each phase. This is a schematic representation. So first phase is loading, next is condensing the data, the global clustering is the third phase, and cluster refinement is the fourth phase, and you will get a better cluster. Here you can see what is the input and output of each step. Here in the first phase you are given your raw data as the input, right? Raw data as the input, and you are getting an initial clustering feature tree as the input of your normal data. So after the second phase completion, you will get a smaller CF tree, and this CF tree is given for global clustering, and you will get a good cluster. After cluster refinement, you will get a better cluster. Clear? So this input and output is very important. After each phase, you are giving a raw data as an input in the case of first phase, and after the fourth phase you are getting a better cluster. Okay. Now we will see each phase in detail. So the first phase is scan the data, right? Load the data into memory by building a clustering feature tree, right? So here it start with an initial threshold, and we will add the points which is satisfying that threshold into that tree. So you are given with a threshold value t, and the points which satisfy the t value is added into the tree, right? So that is the first phase. So if at all, if it is run out of memory, like memory is exhausted, you have to finish this before finishing the scanning of data. If the memory is exhausted, what you have to do is like you have to again rebuild the tree by adding all the previous node and adding the new. So once again I will repeat, if you are starting with some data points, if this data point is satisfying the threshold value t, which will be added into the tree. Okay, so once while adding this data points, if your memory is exhausted, memory is finished, then what you have to do is like you have to rebuild the tree again by adding initial point as well as adding the new point. So while selecting the initial threshold value, it will be very important, otherwise again and again you have to rebuild the tree. So outlier removal while rebuilding is one of the important point in the case of phase 1. Now in phase 2, it is like condensing the data. So here what we are doing is like removing outliers and grouping the cluster. Grouping the clusters are the important parts, comes under phase 2. So here what we are doing is like in phase 2, condense the data by building smaller clustering feature tree is there. So here remove the outlier and making the CF tree much smaller. Now in phase 3, what the phase 3 will do? Here in phase 3, it is the global clustering step. In global clustering, the cluster all leaf node and the CF value according to an existing algorithm. So you can use either k-means algorithm or an agglomerative hierarchical clustering, any algorithm by using any of the existing clustering algorithm. Cluster all the leaf nodes on the CF. Now the fourth phase is, this is an optional phase. Here it is like refining the cluster. So here additional scan on the data set, attaching each item set to the centroid is found, recalculating the centroid and distributing the item, and always converges to a point. So these are the main points comes under in phase 4. So in phase 4 what we are doing is like what is the phase 4? Cluster refinement. This is an optional phase. So in this phase 4 you have to additionally scan the entire data set and find the centroid and recalculate the centroid if at all any outlier is present. And these are all about the main phases. Now we will see the main conclusion. The BIRCH performs faster than any of the existing algorithms like Clarence or K-means on large database. Here one of the important point is here the scan whole data only once and handles outlier better than any of the existing clustering algorithm, superior to algorithm in instability and scalability. Like agglomerative clustering has the problem with scalability, here there is no such problems in case of Birch. Now the main advantages and disadvantages are clustering. This advantages are Birch algorithm finds a good clustering with a single scan and improve the quality with few additional scan. So you have to scan the entire data. We are scanning just once, or no need of scanning the entire data item. That is one of the advantages. And if we are rescanning the entire data, that is just like refining the cluster. So it will improve the quality of the clustering method. Next is disadvantages, handles only numeric data, that is one of the disadvantages. And where we are using is like while image processing and all, for pixel classification in images, image compression are the main applications, and it works very well with very large data set. So that is all about the clustering feature algorithm, that is Birch algorithm, which is used in the hierarchical clustering model. Thank you.